Ashley, who was in the wedding party somewhere here. And then ask Brother Roger, who's going to be here for a few minutes here. He's the best man. And over here in the back is, I'm going to introduce Tori's family, my wife Tori. I've got her brother Steve. And Steve will come to us in a minute. And back here at this table is my father-in-law, Bill Shader. We've got Tuss back here. Thanks for being here. And tonight, Tori's mom couldn't be with us. We lost Tori's mom a little over a year ago. And it's a very tough time for everyone. But I know nobody would have enjoyed the day more than Tori's mom. Nobody would have been prouder to see Jess walk down that aisle today than Janine Shader. So I know Janine's here with us. She just got a little bit better seat than the rest of you guys back there. She's here with us tonight, so just wanted to acknowledge that. Over in the rest of the family table over here, I've got my parents, Tom and Chicky Hickey. My brother Michael and his wife Robin. And of course, my lovely bride Tori, who I was actually ready to introduce now. So Tori's here. And my lovely daughter Shannon, who is the maid of honor today. You'll be hearing from in a few minutes. In addition, I want to say some thanks to the beautiful wedding party. Is this not a gorgeous group of people we had up here? And I'd like to recognize them all by name, but I know I'll never remember all the names. And then I'll have to start resorting to sleepy and dumpy and grumpy and probably wouldn't work. And then I'd have to come up with names for guys, so that wouldn't work at all. But thank you. You guys did a great job, and you look great out there tonight. So, which brings us to these two. And as Jess knows, as a father, I'm probably full of opinions, and I'm probably full of insight. A lot of other people in the room know I'm probably full of a few other things. But we won't go on those tonight. And I guess what I want to tell you a little bit about Jess is, you know, when I think about Jess, I think if I ask people in this room that know Jess, or friends or family, yes, to give me a few words to describe Jess. Awesome! Yeah, I think you would all come up with things like awesome. You would come up with things like beautiful, smart, driven, intelligent. Funny, with a very good sense of humor, which you had to have to survive in my house. But the thing about Jess, and those are all great qualities, and those are things that I'm very proud of. But I'll tell you, those same ways you describe her today, it's the same way that her mother and I described her when she was probably 2 years old. This was a pretty amazing little girl growing up, and she was always full of surprises and just, you always knew she was going to be destined for good things and big things. And she just smart, quick as a whip. The other night we had a rehearsal dinner, and her sister put together a slideshow. And I saw a few pictures up there and took me back to when she was younger. And there was one in particular I remember her mother commented to me, who she was dressed up for Halloween. Dressed up as a clown, her sister was dressed up as a princess, and we're getting ready to go out. And I remember just that day taking her trick-or-treating all through the neighborhood. She had big red clown bells on. And at every house she'd go out, and she'd say trick-or-treat, she'd get her candy. Before they closed the door, she'd lean in, she'd say, "Oh, by the way, this is not my real nose." Every house we went to, the neighborhood. Another thing I always remember about Jess is when she was probably about, she could have been more than 2.5, maybe 3. We were downstairs in the basement, and something happened, and I was talking to her, kind of sternly, and she started tearing up, started to well up a little bit. And I said, "You're not crying, are you?" She said, "No." I said, "I don't know, you look like you're crying. You sure you're not crying?" She said, "I'm not crying. My eyes are sweating." I knew at 2.5 I had a handful. So, but beyond all those qualities and all those great things about Jess, probably the two best things about Jess in my mind is just she's got a terrific heart. Just a great person, always caring about others. Your friends all know this, I know her family all knows it. Always putting everyone else first, always caring and trying to make sure everyone else is taken care of, no matter what the situation. The other thing about about Jess. My father commented about this the other day, and it's so true. She's not full of herself. She's always been a very down-to-earth girl. People with all those great qualities, and probably had a reason to be full of yourself sometimes. But yeah, you've always been a great, great person, and I think that's what I love about her the most. So, that's my Jess. So I'm pretty proud of her. When it comes to boyfriends, I think my girls and my wife will tell you that I'm fairly discriminating. And usually about the first year goes by before I learn their names. Because I don't like to get that deeply invested if they're not going to be around. So. Then in the second year we work on class names. And then ultimately we get to know them. And I have to tell you, this young man, Matt, all kidding aside, when I first met him, I was even impressed with him. Nice young man, good-looking young fellow, comes from a great family, and conducted himself well. He's always a gentleman when he came around my house. But the thing that impressed me the most about him was the way he treated my daughter, my other daughter, also the way he treated this daughter, but the way he treated her sister, and the way he treated her mother. And it's those little things that when people aren't trying to impress you, you just happen to notice them. That's the character of the person, and those are the things you see, things I see anyway. Pretty quick study when it comes to people. And I knew this was a pretty fine young man. And so when the time came and he asked for Jess's hand in marriage, I obviously had no hesitations. And as I look at the two of them standing here today and watch them up there in the gazebo, I know they're destined for a great marriage together. Because I know they've got a lot of great examples in their own immediate families to learn from. Both of their sets of grandparents are married over 60 years. That deserves a big hand, I think, more than anything. I've got aunts and uncles and parents married over 30 years. Yeah. I know that kind of example, and I know the kind of people that you two are. You've got nothing but greatness to have you guys in your married life. So, that being said, would everybody raise a glass? Matt and Jess, and let's wish them the best as we send them off on this journey together. Congratulations. Love you guys both. Have a great evening together. Thank you very much.
And before we move on, I would like to also make the announcement that tomorrow is the bride's parents' 29th anniversary. We want to give a hand for that. And now it's time for Shannon. Got a year longer.
Okay, everybody keeps telling me I need to speak from my heart, but I kind of spewed my heart on this paper, so I'm going to speak from my paper. Of all my duties as maid of honor for this wedding, this was by far the hardest. Trying to find the words to describe my indescribable sister is no easy task. But hopefully what I have come up with will shed some light on my wonderful relationship with Jess, or as I call her, Juicy, and how lucky I am to have her as my big sister. Not many people can say they were fortunate enough to grow up with their best friend, role model, and biggest protector just across the hall. My sister embodies each of these roles to me. We have a relationship and a bond that goes beyond words or explanation. Jessica is my very best friend in this world. She knows me better than I know myself sometimes. She accepts me and embraces me just as I am. She's always in my corner to celebrate my biggest achievements and to help me pick up the pieces when life breaks me down. She has quite the gift for dragging out my shockingly loud chipmunk laugh at the most inappropriate of times. This always draws attention to us. Usually the laughing fit is accompanied by the two of us dropping to the ground and trying not to pee our pants. Jessica is also the person I turn to when I don't know where to turn. She always knows the words to comfort me when my heart is aching. She believes in me when I forget how to believe in myself. As children, our mom used to have to tell us to invite friends over to our house because we were so content just playing with each other. As adults, our friendship has only grown stronger, and we still from time to time catch ourselves tuning out the rest of the world and getting lost in conversation, just the two of us. So from Barbies and Rainbow Bright to Real Housewives, marathons, and painful jeans shopping trips, there is no better friend than a sister, and no better sister than you, Jess. Awesome. As my role model, Jessica has shown me how to dance through life with poise and determination.